Hey everyone, today I'm out in Grand Haven and we recently completed a pretty big project here. We did some storage facilities. You can see the sign here behind me, Bill Theismann Companies. They have some storage facilities out here in Grand Haven, and we completely changed the look of these storage units. I mean, we painted the roofs, we painted the siding, and you can see some of that here now, and just made this place look absolutely brand new. And you should have seen what the colors were before. It was horrendous. It looked old. It was outdated. But what we did is we came in here and just totally revamped these things. So I want to talk a little bit today about what we did. As you can see, we did paint all the roofs on here. And if you can take a look at that, I don't know if you can see some of that a little bit better. There you go. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can see the ones there in the back. Made them look brand new, fresh and white. But let me talk about the process on that, because metal roofs are a thing that's absolutely able to paint, but you want to make sure that you're using the right product for it. So you don't use just a standard metal paint to go over it. What you want to do is you want to start off by giving the building a really good power wash. And the reason for that is you want to get off all the surface contaminants. You want to get off all the chalk that's up there. You want to make sure that you're getting down to a really good surface for the paint to adhere. Now, because it had been so long since this building was painted, there was rust that was starting to come through on certain areas. So we started off by going through with real stiff bristle brushes and scrubbing all that to get off all the loose rust that was on the roof. After that, what we did is we went ahead and we put on there a product through Sherwin-Williams called Procryl, Procryl Primer. What that is, it's a rust inhibiting primer. So once we got the rust cleaned up there and put that on, what it's going to do, it's going to seal that rust in and not allow it to come through the coatings that we are going to do after that. And so the coating that we actually put on the roof is an elastomeric product. Now, to get an idea of what an elastomeric product is, it's a rubberized coating. So when you're dealing with a surface like a metal roof, where it's going to expand and contract and the weather's just beating down on it, you want to make sure that you have a coating that is going to flex and is going to move with it. And that's what the elastomeric coating is. So there's a product called Cool Seal Uniflex that we used. Just a really great product, and made sure that we put 2 coats on there and that we built it up to the millage that was recommended by the manufacturer. And so that allowed us to do a really good roof coating on here, something that's going to last, it's going to hold up against the weather. I'm going to flip the camera here now because you can see a little bit of this roof. And when I turn this, there you go. And you can see that's just brand new looking roof. I mean, you would swear that they just replaced the roof on there. And I'm not just saying that because it was my company that did it, but I am saying that it just absolutely looks fantastic now. And so then for the siding, we ended up picking a really nice gray color. I think we went through 5 or 6 different samples to find the right color. When you're doing a project like this, there was 5 storage units, buildings total that we were doing. You want to absolutely make sure that you're finding the right color. So once again, real solid power wash on it. And this isn't one where you just take the power washer and just throw some water on it real quick. When you're doing a job like this, you want to make sure that you're moving through it very methodically. And so you want to go up and down, and you want to hit every section because you want to get rid of that dust. You want to make sure, hey Dylan, thanks. I'm glad you think it looks great, so I appreciate that. But you want to make sure that that all that is off, because you want the product to adhere to the surface to last. Now, let's say that you did just a quick little rinse on it and there was still chalk. When you go ahead and you put the coating on top of it, what's happening is that coating is now adhering to all those surface contaminants. It's not actually adhering to the metal. And so what you're going to get is you're going to get premature failure of the product. In a year or two, it's going to start to peel off in areas, and then you're basically going to be able to take your putty knife and just start pulling off sheets on that. So the prep is extremely important. It was actually my brother, Chris, who did just a fantastic power wash for us on this. Got every inch of it and just made it look fantastic. And so what we did is we went ahead and we spot primed once again, because you had some areas of rust on the building, so you want to scrub that. We hit a little bit with a Procryl primer, and then we used a good industrial enamel coating on here. The one that we used this time was through Sherwin-Williams, a product called Pro Industrial Acrylic, a product that's going to hold up really well. Went with a semi-gloss finish, going to do fantastic for the rain, really makes the buildings pop. Let me show you here the buildings again. So you can see just right there, and that semi-gloss just pops that building and just makes it look just great. One of the things too, and let me tell you about this, one of the things about going with like a semi-gloss sheen on it, not only does it just help for appearances, it actually gives it more UV protection and protection from the water. So the natural rays of the sun, the UV rays, break down the coating on these surfaces. And so by going ahead and adding something that has more resistance to it, what you're doing is you're enhancing your project, helping it to last longer, and especially an industrial facility like this, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing that and you're doing it right. And then they had some doors here like this one, which were newer doors, but then we had some other doors that had a little bit more age on it, and let me find some here. Yeah, you got some doors like this here, had a little bit more age to it, so a little bit more work. Now in the future for this project, they're going to end up replacing these doors as they go along. And even after seeing them, they thought, well, you know what, some of these we're not going to have to replace now because it looks so great. So that's one. Here's one. Let me show you this. As you can see, just looks great. You can see where there was old paint on here. The product that they had just did not adhere well, so there was a lot of scraping, a lot of priming, a lot of ensuring that we have really good coatings. So if you have an industrial facility, you have a commercial building, you got awnings that need to be painted, you got the roof that needs to be painted, or you just want to, make your buildings look great again, I would love to help you out with that. Love to come out and give you an initial consultation. It's not merely just doing measurements of the building and saying what color we're going to paint it. We're going to assess the project for you. We're going to notice if there's any weak areas. We're going to suggest the right types of products to use on it, because we want your building to last like the storage facility. We want it to look great. We want it to be a great staple in the community, not something that people drive by and go, oh, look at that building, that needs to be done. That just makes the area look so bad. Allow us to come on in, help you out, make it brand new. You'll feel pride for that building again. And I tell you what, your neighbors will love you. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.